Gamers, what's the craziest thing you've ever heard over voice chat? I was playing Rainbow Six Siege at 2 a.m. when I got matched with a guy who sounded like he was in his mid-20s. He had a southern accent and was friendly, calling everyone brother and giving clear callouts. We won 3 matches in a row and our team was vibing well. During our 4th match, we heard a woman scream in the background of his mic. At first, I assumed his partner yelling for gaming late, but then we heard her shout, "Help me!" My teammates and I fell silent. He quickly said, "Sorry, it's just the TV. My girl is watching a horror movie," but his explanation felt off. The screams continued, and they didn't sound like they were coming from a TV. They had a raw, genuine quality that can't be faked. Carlos, one of my teammates, whispered, "Dude, doesn't sound like a movie." He laughed nervously and said he needed to go AFK for a minute. He muted his mic but stayed in the game. We saw his character standing still in spawn. The remaining 4 messaged each other, trying to decide what to do. After 3 minutes, he returned, yet we still heard faint crying in the background. "Everything good over there?" I asked. "Yeah, all good. Like I said, just the TV," he replied. Though his voice had changed, the friendly tone was gone, replaced by a tense, sharp one. We kept playing, but none were focused anymore. Then we heard a crash, followed by more screams. This time it was clear. A woman begged for help. He swore and his mic fell silent. We lost the round. Nobody cared. Carlos said, "I'm a former police officer. We need to act." Teammate Emma suggested we get his IP address to locate him. Carlos explained he had law enforcement contacts who might trace his connection if we kept him online. Emma, working in IT, said she could help too. We decided that Carlos would keep him talking while Emma tracked his location. When he returned, Carlos engaged him in conversation, asking where he learned to play so well, and mentioning states to see if he'd reveal his location. He eventually mentioned he was from Georgia. Meanwhile, Emma frantically worked with Carlos's police contact. After a 20-minute, the screaming started again, louder this time. The guy's mic suddenly cut off completely, and he disconnected from the game. We were all panicking, feeling helpless. 10 minutes later, Emma messaged us. "We got him. Police are on their way." The next day, Carlos called me. His contact had updated him on what happened. The police had arrived at a house in rural Georgia where they found a woman who had been held captive for 3 days. She was the guy's ex-girlfriend who had come to collect her belongings after their breakup. He had assaulted her and kept her tied up in a back room. The gaming session had been his attempt at normalcy, a bizarre break from the horror he was inflicting. The woman had managed to free herself enough to scream for help while he was distracted with our game. Carlos told me the guy was arrested on multiple felony charges, and the woman, though traumatized, would physically recover. 2 weeks later, we received a friend request from an unfamiliar username. It was the woman. She had tracked us down through the police report to thank us. "I heard your voices that night," she wrote. "When he was playing, I knew there were real people out there who might hear me. You were my only hope." She explained that her ex had become increasingly controlling and violent over their relationship, but she never imagined he would go so far. We still keep in touch with her occasionally. She's in therapy now and slowly rebuilding her life. Sometimes I think about how easily we could have dismissed those screams as just background noise, or actually believed they were from a movie. It's terrifying to realize that while we're all connected through these games, playing with strangers from around the world, we never truly know who's on the other side of that mic, or what might be happening just out of view of their camera. That night changed how I see online interactions forever.